Here's everything you probably forgot about Dandadan. It is the only shonen currently out that does quirky perfect. Welcome to Animanga with Nat and Kat, with I, your host Nat.
And me, your co-host Kat. Sorry about that.
Today we will be talking about Dandadan, which I hope desperately you have watched. Kat, how many episodes?
I have watched all 12, but I was just recapping. Yeah, okay. I was able to watch 8. I was watching in dub, and I was watching in 0.15 speed.
Wow. Yes, anyway, I really hope you guys have watched it. I know this
I'm pretty sure they have. It was trending last year.
It was
trending last year.
It is okay. If you remove season 1, which we'll get into in a bit, it was, I think, one of the better anime that was out at the time.
Yeah,
in terms
that
of shonen.
Season especially had no good animes going.
Yeah, and the animation really stood out to me.
Oh, can we talk about the opening though?
And the opening.
Oh, the opening is fire.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Creepy Nuts.
Like an absolute banger. Like, I used to rewind I'd listen to the opening 3 times.
I never skipped the opening, watching it anime. Weekly.
It was
never
so
skipped
good.
the opening.
And I love how the opening video, how Creepy Nuts incorporated the major themes of the anime
did
in
the
it.
one by for Mashley.
Yeah,
Bling bang bang born.
The abanga till this day.
Bang banga.
Cat, can we focus? Yeah. So I really like Dandadan, except episode 1, which we're going to talk about in a second. But I really like Dandadan because it really incorporates quirky and weird and fun into a coherent storyline, which I don't think is something very many storytellers can really do. The quirkiness makes sense in terms of the story, in terms of the characters. It's put together really, really well. And that is one of the things that I really enjoy about it. You cannot really predict the weirdness. The cow scene is
the cow scene.
The one, the alien who needed treatment for his child. And then it turned out that these people
are exploiting him. Yeah. I think that was just about to be explained because I stopped just at the beginning of episode 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it turned out these people, was it their blood or the treatment that was raw cow milk, not the processed one? So yeah, the aliens took a whole ass cow.
Anyway, before we get into Dandadan, we do hope you enjoy your stay and do follow us on Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. Our handle is the same across platforms, Animanga with Nat and Kat. We're also currently accepting donations. For our Kenyan listeners, we have a pay bill in our bio. And for our foreigners, we have a Ko-fi account, which is also linked there. Feel free to leave a little something there. Any amount goes a long way. So without further ado, let's continue.
Before you continue, please, any amount goes a long way.
Any amount will lie.
It's
dead ass.
Serious out here. Yeah, so we're talking about Dandadan and how it had a panel where an alien was actually getting a cow for treatment for their son. And that is not something you'd expect to see in a shonen.
So we can start chronologically.
Okay.
Because the series does start out with Momo having a what's it called? Altercation with her man, a very trash boyfriend.
You are talking about the actual
the first
man.
episode. The trash boyfriend who looks like Ken Takakura. What is her obsession? Because later in episode 2,
me can't even judge her if I'm big.
She has 2 posters of Ken Takakura in her room.
Only 2? That's crazy.
I'm pretty sure there are more. I maybe didn't clock it. I just was watching really fast. And
no, that the 1.5 speed is mad one.
And yeah, I also realized that Momo really likes her grandmother because that's the only reason she believes in ghosts.
She took me in and raised me all by herself. That's why I believe in what she does. And that's also why I believe in ghosts, too.
Because her grandmother believes in ghosts.
Okay, as at episode 1.
That's episode 1.
I think as we go on, like the beliefs in ghosts is doing quite a bit of heavy lifting. But yeah.
Also, what is the obsession with Dandadan and male genitalia?
I know, right?
My God.
I know.
Because
it's just
from the
so...
moment Tabo Granny enters the screen, this is what she says.
I'll let you suckle my teats, boy. If you let me gobble your dung.
My God, can I even read?
It's okay, you don't have to read. Go watch
I
the
will let
anime or
you-
read the manga.
I will let you. No, I can't. This will now become explicit content. But then she says, if you let me gobble your knob. No, and she mentions it so many times, and the aliens are also obsessed with the Okarun's banana. Like,
Give us your banana.
Kill me.
and
Okay,
when the aliens
listen.
like get to abduct Momo or maybe just capture her, they're like,
We shall have intercourse with you, after which we will extract your uterus along with your bananas for research purposes.
I'll get intimate with you, then extract your uterus. Is it necessary for the intimate part? You can just perform the yeah.
Yeah.
This anime
And-
is wild.
Yeah, and that is my problem with Dandadan.
Yeah,
the
the
primary
first
one.
episode was
Yeah. It was just...
sexual assault.
Yeah, it really just was too much. That all of that was so unnecessary.
Because Tabo Granny then shows up and sees the aliens, and she's like,
I'm gonna gobble all your dung.
I'm gonna gobble all your dongs. Why?
Exactly.
Why?
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 Why? And this is shonen. This is geared towards teenage boys. Like, is it really
Which was quite weird
necessary?
because when I got to, I don't know if it's episode 9 or 8, there was a disclaimer of explicit content. It was 18 plus. So I was like,
Oh, okay.
isn't this a shonen?
Yeah,
I was
it's
quite
supposed
confused.
to be a
I was
shonen.
quite confused. But the only reason the aliens wanted to perform a hysterectomy on Momo is because
Our species is all male, therefore we must reproduce using cloning technology.
the species is all male and they all have the same face. So,
just...
yeah,
that
I
is
don't-
just...
how do they come to be if all of them are all male?
Like, no, pengine walireproduciwa kama photocopy. Me, I don't know.
Man. Ah, yeah.
It's
And
just-
because of the aliens, that causes Momo to awaken her chakra, her spiritual powers.
What happened? Perhaps the female human's brainwaves were overstimulated, granting access to her chakra.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I mean, as I was saying before, was all of that necessary? Like, really necessary?
Because episode 1 was wild as hell. I didn't like episode 1. I was like,
Yeah.
let me just give this an anime a chance. But Shonen Bros was so happy about that episode. I don't know why.
You know why, Kat. You know why Shonen Bros were happy about that episode.
Everyone's like, oh my God, Dandadan's so good. After episode 1, me, I wasn't there yet. I wasn't
And-
there yet.
Like, the funny thing, even through the manga, none of all of that is explained. Like, there's absolutely zero explanation. It's just different conflicts happen, like different things happen. I mean, the story in general is quite cohesive in terms of the conflict of Momo, not believing in aliens and Okakru not believing in ghosts, I think it was. Yeah, like, it's very concrete in that sense.
Here. I don't believe aliens are real, but I believe ghosts are.
There's no such thing as ghosts. And
That was quite ironical the one who believes in aliens doesn't believe in ghosts, and the one who believes in ghosts doesn't believe in aliens.
And then on top of that, the one that doesn't believe, like, they have the power of the thing they don't believe in. So
Because
like,
even,
it's just
even the Granny Seiko, when she was told about aliens being real, she was like, the fuck they ain't.
Interesting, but UFOs ain't real.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Bro, aren't you a spiritual medium? What do you mean? Aliens is where you draw the line. You believe in ghosts, but aliens is where you draw the line?
that is just, and like, that is part of the interesting bit about Dandadan. Like, these sorts of contradictions are a cause of conflict within the characters and within, you know, the aliens and ghost stuff. And like, we see how we interact and how their worldviews change. Even for Granny Seiko in her age, like, her worldview is changing. And though she's, I should
I
say,
don't
a
even
lot
know
more.
how old she is, but she looks 23.
I
She's
know in
so
Japan
young.
she'd probably be 90. Anyway, yeah, like the whole, like, their worldviews, but it's not like your worldview is changing. Like, oh my god, I will, you know, start considering, you know, this in my, you know, day-to-day philosophical thoughts or whatever. It's like, you don't believe in ghosts and then a ghost is whooping your ass in real time. Like, it's just, I really like that aspect of it. Like, that,
I like
the
that
chaos.
they both tried to prove each other wrong. You know what? I don't believe in ghosts, but show me where the ghosts are. I don't believe in aliens, but show me where the aliens are. And that just progressed the plot. Because now on to episode 2, again, Tabo Granny says, I will gobble your dong.
Let me gobble your dung!
Come on, Tabo Granny, come on.
She's one of my favorite characters,
and
by the way.
the fact that it's Luffy's voice actor just made it so much worse for me.
Hit him with some Razzia.
Because I absolutely love Mayumi Tanaka. Why would they make her say these atrocious things? You're ruining it.
It's a job. It's a check.
And now I couldn't unhear it. Once I was like,
Hit him with some Razzia.
that sounds like Luffy. Now I couldn't unhear it for the rest of the... But the dub is really good. I am quite shocked.
Yeah.
Liar! No way is that your name!
Why would I lie?
For real.
The dub is really good. Well done. The dub is well done. It's a good dub, for sure.
Oh, wow. That, yeah.
It's a good dub. I
I'm
was
shocked.
quite shocked. Because I was
I'm
like,
shocked,
hey, if
yeah.
I'm trying to watch this shit as fast as possible, ain't no way I'm watching Japanese 1.5 speed. The hell do I think I am?
Will you even read
By the way,
Zeneta
Kenta
Wanini?
Kakura is a real person.
Oh, is
He is a real person. It's an actor and a singer.
That is
Yeah, it's a real
mad
person.
work. Me thought it was like a celeb in now the Dandadan world.
No, it's a celeb in Japan. A real person. I think in the 1950s. I'm not sure. But yeah.
That is actually insane. Wow.
But I like that Momo is only dating her ex-boyfriend because she looks like Kenta Kakura, only to find a new guy who is actually called Kenta Kakura.
Why would I lie? Honest to God, that's my real name, Ken Takakura.
I like that. It's very ironical.
It's that series has a lot of like ironies. Irony is definitely one of the main themes in it, which just entertains me even more because I love irony. I find irony to be just like so wild.
So by the first episode, Momo's feelings for Okarun begin.
I'm Ken Takakura.
That's why it begins by the end of the first episode. By episode 2, they end up cementing their friendship. Again with ghosts and bananas. My God.
That shit has really stressed Kat.
I don't know why they're so obsessed with male genitalia.
No,
Like,
they're even obsessed with film. Because like you saw even when Momo was abducted, some of the angles
the
they were
fit thing.
putting her up in, and then like there's these
Mind
all
you,
these
Momo is, I
unnecessary
think,
shots.
a 15-year-old girl,
yeah.
16-year-old girl. Japan.
And
We're
it's
looking at you.
just, I mean, like really, what was the purpose? What
So
was the
episode
purpose?
2, Okarun discovers his banana is missing.
So we should check and see if it's really there or not. No way, is it really gone?
My God. And how the powers awaken, I think Momo just restricts the curse to Okarun's body and frees his mind.
If you let the curse take my body over, but not my mind, I'll have the strength to fight.
I don't know if I can do it right.
Just try it.
That's how the powers awaken.
I think that's just a trauma response on both their parts, yeah.
They were able to... Okay, Momo was able to just limit the powers to his body and free his mind.
I also really like the way trauma is explored. There's an accuracy to it, how like we go through very traumatic events and we compress them for our own, self-preservation, because if it keeps going on in your head, your brain will probably fry. So I really like how that was brought up in Dandadan, particularly like in teenagers, because you're a teenager, you're going through so much. In that point in time. So I really like how...
Because Okarun never had any friends. So when Momo showed him interest, he was like, yeah, this is my chance to make a friend.
I guess I didn't want to miss my chance. I always wanted to have a friend. And then when you showed up, I thought, here's my chance.
And he never even realized that Momo is attractive till... I think somewhere in episode 4.
Not sure.
It's 5.
It's one of the few shonen that I really like how it portrays teenagers, because that is how teenagers are. That shows the transition that is teenagehood.
That Okarun realizes Momo is actually cute.
I say super cute, don't you think? I've been wanting to get to know her for a minute now.
Miss Ayase is cute.
Yeah. And, at the end of the day, he's a teenager. He's going through all these things mentally, physically, emotionally, and then there's, he doesn't really have the time to process.
So in episode 3 is when we finally see Granny Seiko.
Get up. Let's sort you out.
Very fine. Fine.
Very, very, very,
Granny. Yeah. Shorty. Shorty fine. And we see her predicting someone's lies.
You're 27 years old.
No, I'm 20.
You've got a wife and kid.
No, I'm single.
You like curry.
No, I like ramen.
Oh, yes, that was it.
It's your favorite food is curry. And then, no, it's ramen. You're 27 years old. No, I'm 20. You have a child. No, I do not. And then later in the episode, it's actually exposed that she was right.
Shoma, the famous pop idol, has a secret child, and he is not 20 years old as he recently claimed, but 27.
Bar for bar, fact for fact. That was so wild, actually.
And the only thing that was disturbing Granny Seiko when the truth came out is that his favorite food was not exposed as curry.
What about his favorite food? It's curry, not ramen, like I said.
That's the only thing he'll... You missed the point.
I really don't think I think she got the point, but she was waiting for everyone else to catch up.
Another ironical bit is when Granny Seiko now comes home and she finds Okarun having transformed because Momo passed out. So Tabo Granny calls her a dirty old hag. So Granny Seiko says something very ironical.
Now the old hag calls an old hag a dirty old hag.
The dirty old hag calls the dirty old... No? The old hag calls the old hag a dirty old hag.
Yeah, that is what I mean when I say irony is a huge theme, and it comes out in things like that. And if that wasn't funny to you,
and we also find out that when Momo told her grandmother that ghosts are fake and ghosts don't exist and she's fake. She's a fake medium or some shit.
I hate it! I won't do it again!
Momo, wait!
I hate you, Grandma! You're a fake!
that those words actually hurt her.
Yeah.
We saw it because she mentioned it. She was like, "See, I thought I was a fake." And ghosts aren't real.
What's your problem? I thought you didn't believe in ghosts and stuff like that. Besides, I'm a fake, remember?
So I didn't catch that the first time, but when she mentioned it, even the tone she used.
Don't believe that stuff. There are no ghosts. Take it from a fake medium.
That's something she carried with for a long time. Momo said that when she was really young.
Yeah. And once again, this shows like the realities of life. You know, when we are kids and we are teenagers, and yeah, you're going through a lot,
Words
but
hurt
sometimes,
people, man.
words hurt. You say all these things, and you know, to you it's just kitu imepita, but someone, she clears them for long.
Okay, now let's talk about how Granny Seiko dresses. My God. She used to be a Miko, a shrine priestess.
Yes.
That's why the home looks like a shrine.
Yes.
So what's the turnaround? Why is she again dressed like a...
Sir, I'll take 2 of those to go.
Please, speak your truth. This is
very inappropriately, and I'm not hating because I also like to dress in some
I wouldn't say inappropriate.
Wakenya tunapenda kuvaa uchi.
That was like
but
something our moms would say. But yeah, anyway. No, it's just, I mean, as a shrine
I think maybe it's fun. In Italy? Fun service, yeah.
It could be fan service, but you know, Granny Seiko comes off as, you know, one of the more self-aware characters in the series.
True.
So I think it's just a way for her to express herself, because I suppose Alifinyiliwa, excuse me, when she was a shrine priestess. So when she stopped being a shrine priestess, I guess, you know, she could do whatever the hell she wanted. And honestly, if I looked like that, even me, I'd just be dressing like that unprovoked. Yeah.
That's a body.
So yeah, no, of course, like knowing Japan and knowing the target market for this series, you know, it's pretty reasonable to come to the conclusion that it is fan service. Young boys would have
never known the touch of a woman.
Young is pushing it, but
I think people in their early 20s, in their teens are very young because that's the target audience. Though it does go all across to all ages.
Yeah, that's
Shonen
true.
is watched by almost everybody.
Yeah, pretty
women,
much everybody
men
watches
alike,
it.
any age.
But like
with the resurgence of anime in 2020.
Yeah,
After
but like the way
everyone and their mother watches anime.
But like, you know,
I'm not exaggerating because recently when I was trying to rewatch Dandadan, my mom had nothing to watch because I was using the TV. Sis was forced to watch this shit. And I was quite intrigued because this wasn't like, is vitu zako za Illuminati. For my foreigners, that means these things of yours for Illuminati. She never said any of that, given how I was actually watching episode 2 when they were confronting that alien. I thought it was a ghost at first. Kumbe it was an alien. The sumo slamming alien. So by episode 3, they end up challenging Tabo Granny.
No more playing around, you see. I won't give you any more time. Come to the tunnel tonight, or I'm gonna use the kid to curse and kill everyone.
And Momo's powers... Okay, Granny Seiko elaborates more on Momo's powers. She was like, maybe you're relying on your eyes too much. Maybe just feel.
I think your problem is you rely on your eyes too much. Use one of your other senses, like your sense of touch, maybe. If you can grab auras, I bet that also means you can feel them.
So now I found out that Momo's powers are to grab and manipulate and feel aura.
Reach out and feel it. It's cold.
That's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Quite interesting.
Which takes us to the point of the quirkiness of Dandadan.
And we also find out her granny cares about her because she says
Don't die on me.
Don't die, because they've challenged Tabo Granny. And another thing I saw is Momo's outfit 8. That was a good outfit. It was like a bandage dress off shoulder with like a short crop jacket, thigh-high socks, and some, I don't know, boots or sneakers. But yeah, that was a good outfit.
Thigh-high socks always eat. I should get myself another
She is
pair.
a gyaru.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
is.
she is a gyaru, but we've not seen much gyaru makeup, but one of her girlfriends was really dressed in gyaru makeup.
Went full on.
If
But
you
yeah,
don't know what gyaru is, just go
just
and
Google it.
But how do I even explain?
Yeah, it's one of Japan's
but it's
65 million subcultures. It's quite wild, yeah.
Street fashion, gyaru makeup.
Yeah, and what Kat has explained goes on to show like how Dandadan does quirky quite well despite its flaws. Dandadan is one of those shonen where like the bad things are pretty bad, but the good things are also really, really good. So I also like how Gyaru culture, like, quick summary, is very, very heavily sexualized. And, because of how society is set up, it's like that
what is
sexualization.
Sexualized? You've seen our shonen bros in the clutches of goth culture. They're like, oh, I like a good goth girl. And I don't blame them, because we did grow up watching the likes of Shigo from Kim Possible.
Yeah.
My God. But
actually,
I don't know if they've ever seen a goth. Miss Yonangi gothy country. Once in a while. It's not that prevalent.
Yeah, the act, like the culture is not really
prevalent here, but you'll see them. Oh, I like a good goth girl. Where are they?
Cat searching. Yeah, but it does it like I really like how like her Gyaru girlfriend, her Gyaru Gali is portrayed in the series. Like, yeah, she's Gyaru and she's a little out there, but there is like a semblance of normalness with her. Like she goes to school, she does her things, she's not harassed and she's not bothered. Like she just lives her life. And I really like how that is brought up in Dandadan, in a severe contrast to the wild ass sexual assault that was going on in episode 1. I want to say Tatsu Yukinobu sort of redeems himself in that way. But like as you read the manga, I'm not going to talk much about it because it's spoilers, but as you read the manga is when more the quirkiness of the series as a whole comes out more in terms of the antagonists. Like there's actually a very, very weird sports coach. It's only the sports coaches. There's a very weird sports coach in the way he interacts with his female students. And
I saw that coming from a mile away.
Yeah, and he is actually portrayed. He's portrayed as an antagonist. Like it's actually shown that, dude, you are a weirdo. Like like get a grip. And I can't wait for him to get his ass beat. Honestly.
Amen. Preach, preacher. So in episode 4, this is the episode where they raise Tabo Granny. And I also found out that spirits are deceitful because Tabo Granny said a count 10 minutes. The way she was counting is absolutely diabolical. She was like,
8 minutes.
What the hell is she doing? Why is she counting like that?
1 minute, 2 minutes. That's not how minutes work. 40 minutes. And then she's like,
no one said how to count.
Oh, you never specified how to count. Bitch, stop. You know how to count. So, Momo gets caught and Okarun bites Tabo Granny.
Suckle your dates!
I don't know where. I hope it's not where I think.
No, it's not.
No, I think it was her chest. Because remember when the first time Okarun encountered Tabo Granny, she said,
I'll let you suckle my teats, boy.
If you suckle my chest, I'll gobble your dong. Like, Tabo Granny, my God, maybe she didn't used to get laid when she was alive. My God, hizo ni manini anasema. So they end up running away, and they get chased by undead because Tabograni is like, this area is my... It's my turf.
Yeah.
So she's calling the undead like a gang, like, pull up, guys.
Did you think you'd get away? There's a giant cemetery at the edge of the city, you jackasses! We tapped into the power of the spirits there to give us a hand. Shono City's our territory, after all.
So then, but they do win the race. And now we think Okarun's privates are back. But
La haula.
and the weird part is Granny Seiko actually wanted to see.
Show me.
Huh.
I want to see you got your pecker back.
You're kidding, right?
That is just... That's what I'm saying. All of this is just... It is incredibly wild.
And we see her chasing him around, trying to see...
Have you lost your mind? Miss Ayase, help!
God. Jesus. Because even Nani, what's her name? Momo also wanted to see.
Hey, is it really gone? What's it look like? Show me.
What are you, stupid? I'm not showing you.
If nothing's there, what's the harm?
It was like, and Okarin's like, no, you can't. But she's like, it doesn't make any sense because there's nothing there, so can I...
But, you know, like, I expect, not to defend, but I'd expect that sort of thing from Momo because that is the sort of thing a teenager would say. Let's be for real.
Granny Seiko, though, that was quite shocking.
No, Granny Seiko, kwanza, first of all, see how she's undead. The boy start from there.
What?
She is like, okay, at that point, wasn't she, I should say, a guardian?
Oh.
Yeah.
I heard you say she's undead. I was like, is that a spoiler?
No, it's not. Like that was bad explanation on my part.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Is that a spoiler? And this is how we realize the friendship is growing. Okarun is socially awkward. He's never had friends. So in episode 5, Bro
What
actually
baby?
practiced the whole night to say hi to Momo the next day.
Calm down. You're just saying hi. No big deal.
Morning.
You practiced all night, so you're ready.
You got this.
Again, that is 100%.
I like a cute baddie girl, nerdy boy dynamic. I like it. It's cute.
It's cute, but no, like for real, Okakrun is a baddie though.
Okarun's not a baddie.
He is.
Maybe in his ghost form. He looks so cool in the ghost form, but he's so emo in his ghost form. He's like,
I really
oh
love
my
his
God, I
ghost
just
form.
want to
Like,
go home.
I hate this. I want to go home.
Oh, his ghost form.
And he calls everyone babe.
Bad news, babe. Ira, babe.
I just like his ghost form is such a mood. I really just love it. Like even me, I just
like
live
the
to be making
character
uncomfortable.
design for sure. The hair is very
his character
and it ends up
design is
affecting his hair as well in real life. And I like it. I love it.
I
it went
really
from
like the way
bowl
the
cut
anime.
to
The anime portrayed it
How
really,
is the
really
manga
well.
art? Is it the same as
The
the
manga
anime?
art is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, is it the same
is
as the anime?
It is because the anime gives it like
a pop of color. It's very nice.
a pop
I
of
like the
color,
art.
and the anime also really brings out
And
that
they actually
90s
look like
horror
children.
vibe, and they look like kids.
They
So
actually look like kids.
the manga is absolutely fantastic,
Tite Kuba,
especially the
I'm talking to
paneling.
you.
Especially
Little
like
Hikoaraki, I'm talking to you. We can't have 17-year-old boys looking like they're 28.
like bruv. I know the worst culprit. The worst culprit Ken Wakui.
I don't know. They pretty look like little boys.
Only
Isipokuwa mtu mmoja.
only Mikey.
Ule brother. No, even Draken. Okay, no.
No,
Sorry.
only Mikey looks like
Because
like
Draken
a
looks
kid,
like
yeah.
he's 23 as
Yeah.
well.
Like, first
Even
of all-
Takemichi looks like a kid.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we can
is
say
it Hina or
Mikey and
Hina?
Taki. Hina. Yeah.
Yeah, also looks like a kid.
But yeah, the rest of them are. Anyways,
So we also see Okarun being excited. I like the progression. It was very well done.
Yeah,
being
the pacing.
excited about being Momo's friend. They're very interested in each other because the other one goes to the other one's class, misses the other one.
Do you know his real name?
Dude, I ain't telling you his real name.
The other one's going to the other class.
Is there a Miss Ayase here?
What?
I can barely hear you.
And they look for each other. And they finally find each other. But it was actually like, as the watcher, you felt very bad when they kept missing each other by just an inch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're rooting for them.
See, I think in this episode, his dong had come back, but he realized his balls are missing.
Huh? Oh, fuck!
I don't know what is up with this anime and male genitalia.
Why do you say it like that?
His dong. See, that's what Granny.
Can we
Granny
focus?
says,
"Gobble your dong."
And in this same episode, Momo is unnecessarily mean to Okarun.
What's that? Get lost, creep! Why are you being so mean to the guy?
Which is quite sad.
It is. But like, once again, that's one of my favorite things about this series. The teenagers are actually teenagers.
Yeah,
They're
it's very
portrayed
high
as
school,
teenagers.
like.
Yeah. They behave like teenagers. Like that sort of authenticity
later
is
in
what...
the same episode, Momo does show up for him.
Made that four-eyed loser's day.
Because the pink-haired girl, I absolutely do not like that girl.
Really?
I absolutely
I
don't like Ira. She's
understand.
insufferable.
She is. She's extremely insufferable.
And here, when we are introduced to Ira, she's mean to him. And Ira thinks she's the most beautiful thing to ever cross this earth.
You see his face? He looked so hilarious. He totally fell for me. He'll be dreaming about me till he's old.
I love it for her, but come. And see, all the boys feel so much better talking to me. I make their days, blah, blah, blah. Dem anajifeel mbaya.
Back to being a teenager.
That's such a teenager thing.
It's authentic. I'm sorry, my Kamba friends, authentic.
So now when Okarun is reporting that his balls are missing, he told Granny Seiko.
I saw my shaft there. I was so relieved I forgot to check the rest.
Of course he did.
I saw the shaft there and I thought I didn't think to check for the balls.
Always
and
at the
then
scene
Granny
of the
Seiko
crime.
was like,
Listen to you calling it a shaft like it's massive. Your age, it's more like a little pencil.
You're calling it a shaft like it's big. Yours is more like a pencil.
She is so mean. Aki Jameni.
And now this is also the episode where Tabo Granny is pushed into a lucky cat doll.
Ow! I'll murder you all! Let me go!
I absolutely like how cute she is in that doll. She's like, oh.
And she hates
But
it.
it's diabolical, the things she does in that cute form, the things she says.
I'm in charge here because I got the kid by his balls, literally.
Tabogran is just diabolical all round. Like
I
you
still
cannot
like the character. I do. She's such a likable character. So now in episode 6, they are now looking for Okarun's balls. Again, back to male genitalia.
His balls are covered in a layer of my spiritual energy.
But the thing,
Japan.
thing I did like is that they kind of censored it into like a golden ball.
Yeah.
And that's very intentional because balls in Japanese are called kintama, which means golden head, if you translate it directly, but I'm not quite sure. But I also remember one episode of One Piece where Luffy was in Kuja Islands, the Kuja pirates, and they'd never seen a man before because they're very isolated from males.
Yeah.
So they thought Luffy's a girl. And when they're washing Luffy, they're like, what are these? And they're like, maybe it's soap, because they've never seen that before in their lives. So maybe it's soap. And so now the people who know what men are, because I think it's very few people in that island who know what a man is. So now Luffy is imprisoned. And now the girls are they come to see him in prison, like, hella girls. They're like, what are those? So Luffy's like, these are kintamas, yani golden balls. And the girls are very shocked because now they're thinking there's gold inside. So they're like, oh my God, even their eyes they twinkle because they've never seen this before. So that's the first time I actually found out what balls are called in Japan. It was a very funny episode. I remember it to this day. It was so funny.
We really need to talk to Japanese people, please. What is all this?
So yeah, I really like how they were censored into like a golden ball. That's very symbolic. So what else? So this episode, and Ira is so full of herself.
I'm not the typical cutie. I smile and wave at all the blockheads in my school. Because if they think they have a shot with a pretty girl, that gives them a little bit of hope. I'm beauty and kindness personified.
I wrote in my notes, she reminds me, I know you've not watched Disastrous Life of Psyche, but there's also a girl who's so much like Ira. She's called Teruhashi. You should actually give Psyche a watch. It's one of those comedic animes. Very nice.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give it a try. I like comedies in general, so yeah, I'll check it out.
And Ira is also, she's so delusional, this girl. She's convinced Momo is a demon.
I'm the only one who knows. She is definitely a demon.
You'll see why. You'll see why, eventually.
And you know, Ira's the one who had Nini picked up one of the balls. And she's like,
this ball was bestowed unto me by all that is good and holy to save the world from evil.
Oh my God, this is a sacred ball. I'm like, sis, if you knew what the hell that is, you wouldn't be even touching it.
That is also foreshadowing. But yes.
So now also in this episode, we're introduced to acrobatic Silky. You remember the demon, the spirit that was used to charge Ira's aura when she died. That was acrobatic Silky.
Oh, yes.
And she's we notice in this episode, she's very obsessed with being called mommy.
Call me mommy again, please!
Yeah.
At this point, we don't really understand why, because when she captures Momo, she says,
Go on now, call me mommy.
If you call me mommy, I'll let you go or some shit. Which was quite weird. And also Tabo Granny stole Momo's phone's friend. What? Momo's friend's phone?
What are you doing with Muko's phone?
Phone's friend. Where does she keep that phone? It's a literal Lucky Cat doll, and then the phone natoka tu mali huko. It's a whole ass phone. Like, where does she keep it? Anime logic. And yeah. In this episode, acrobatic Silky also swallows a lighter that is shaped like a cross. I was like, what the hell is that? Come, it's a whole ass lighter. Why does Tabo Granny have a lighter? I do not know.
I know, there's a lot of reasons.
Because Ira was carrying that lighter, so I don't know, man. So now we enter episode 7, which is the saddest episode of the series, because now they get into acrobatic Silky's backstory. I cried. My God, that episode was so sad. Like, she had a daughter who was taken from her, and she was really trying to get it through life. She was working I don't know how many jobs.
Yeah, those like the abuse aspect
and
of
when
it.
Now her child is gone, we see her dancing, like the whole ballerina thing.
Yeah, because she was okay, so the manga explains it much clearly. She was actually a professional ballerina.
That flashback was also very well done. Because now the dancing was very therapeutic. You can see her dancing. She wished she gave her daughter a better life.
I wish I could have bought more pretty dresses for you. I wish I spent more time with you. I should have played with you much more than I did.
Yeah, because the thing is, she was a professional ballerina and she had a very good life as a ballerina. But when she got married, which is, typical East Asian culture, when she got married, she was forced to drop her career to become like a home owner. And her husband was quite abusive, mentally, emotionally, sexually, and financially. And then, of course, she got the daughter, and the husband did not contribute anything to house.
She had to raise
she had to raise her child. And, a lot of people saw that she was neglecting her child because she didn't have the funds to properly raise her child. But So the baby was taken away from her, and she tried to explain. She's like, look, I'm being abused. It's not that I don't want to take care of my kid. It's just I don't have the resources. I was an ex-ballerina and they won't take me back because I'm a mother and all of that.
You know, her like running after her child. That's a mother's love for real.
Yeah, like she genuinely loved that child. Yeah,
the
she
glasses
really did.
And one entered her eye.
Yeah.
And we see her running out trying to find her child and she can't.
Yeah, because she was
when the depression.
It
really
was one of those
her.
abusive situations, and she tried to get her child and take all the hits, and she died from the injuries from that particular abuse, and her soul did not quite get a chance to rest in peace, and that's how she turned into Silky,
acrobatic
Silky. Yes. So that was the backstory. It really was sad.
It was quite sad. I did cry.
And that is now we are shown later on in the manga like that. Akira.
Leave me alone!
Being so vain and so full of herself and so delusional, Ira, was actually a defense mechanism because she remembered the abuse that her mother went through, and that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
You know some characters you don't like, and then the backstory comes and like, fuck. You know what? You need a hug.
Yeah, don't
that
like
was
you though.
Me, that was me with. No, I ended up now liking him. That was me with the third Demon Slayer. Anaitwangaje?
Akaza, yes.
Wow,
Akaza is also one of my faves. Yeah.
Crushed me, my God.
Bra, like unajua mimi nilifunga laptop nilie. I was crying like
me.
I knew Akaza personally.
Also, another one that was quite sad was Snake Hashira.
Obanai, yes. No, Obanai was proper trauma. Like,
wow, you're in child abuse. Stop it.
Yeah, no, that was straight up child abuse. So yeah, that was her backstory, and that's when now her powers are based off, the flexibility and the adaptability of dancing.
So Okarun headbutts acrobatic Silky. Atijua juu kurusha ngumi. Momo is like, punch her. I'm like, I don't know how to do that. So she gives him a headbutt. And then Tabo Granny is like,
if that's the best you can do to her with my power, it's damn disappointing.
Bro, you have my powers and you don't know how to use them. Like, bro, stop it.
I mean, to be fair, Okarun was a fighter.
He's not a fighter.
Like, he's not a brawler.
He's also like has a lot of what's his name? Ipo vibes, but Ipo at least anajua ku.
Like Ipo could like ukimskuma he'd throw hands kidogo.
So Okarun does get his ball back.
Did you find the ball?
Oh yeah.
Sweet! Congratulations, Okarun.
And also in this episode, Ira dies, so they have to jumpstart her. That's what they call it. See, she said you use acrobatic. Silky was explaining because Momo didn't trust her at this point. She was like, if you want to save her, you have to like use my powers like a jumpstart cable. So you like
you'll have to create a link between my aura and hers. It's the same idea as a jumper cable.
What's it called? You move the aura from her, from me to her, and that's also how Ira gets acrobatic Silky powers. And yeah, the story of acrobatic Silky was so sad. So now on to episode 8, and it starts with Ira's warped sense of self-righteousness.
I came after you and will continue to, because I know you're a demon.
This is a delusional delulu.
Like, okay, yeah, that's true.
It's but like she was tasked to save the world from Momo. Like, what are you even saying?
I mean, look, defense mechanism. Yeah. Like, that's just maybe. Defense mechanism. I mean, it's wrong and she's dumb.
She
but
does have like mommy issues, you know.
Yeah, and
then the dad was like,
she won't be back for a while. It's how it is, and you have to be strong. You gotta learn how to be okay without her here.
Oh, your mom is never coming back. Never even explained. Like,
yeah, and like that was part of the trauma.
Yeah.
So.
So in this episode also, what also didn't make me like Ira anymore, she tries to force herself on Okarun.
This feeling is too strong! Stay still
Ah, yes, that was
like, oh,
a
kiss
scene.
me.
Because that's what you do after you confess your love. You have to kiss.
What do you mean? That's assault, sis. It's a man's responsibility.
It also said it's the guy's responsibility to seal the deal.
See, no.
Only to find out she's been taking notes from her dad's lewd magazines.
I get it. She's just a teenager. I'm
Put
saying.
your lewd magazines away, parents.
She's just a teenager. But yeah, no, that's
Momo
another.
was like, Okarun was like,
What kind of magazine were you reading?
What the hell have you been watching, sis? I don't think you've been consuming the right things.
And that's one of the biggest criticisms I have about Dandadan. It wants to express all these like social rot issues, particularly around sexual assault. But like the execution is just like my guy. Please get women on your writing team. Like just fucking get women on your writing team. Hizi ni gani?
So this also prompts Momo finding them in a compromised position after Okarun was like, bro, I have to do a project or some shit. And Momo feels betrayed. So now we see she has feelings for this guy.
There's a reason I didn't.
I said I heard enough.
Yes.
Progressively through 8 episodes, I love how it was done.
Yeah, no, that was done. The mid-ban, because it's not exactly slow. The mid-ban was done really, really well, and the development of the romantic feelings that Momo and
Because for
Okarun have.
Okarun, I believe it was apparent from episode, which one? 6. Because someone had talked bad about Momo, because someone said, oh, you know, Momo is a slut. And he
Yeah.
was like, the fuck you say, nigga?
Word is she gets down and dirty with anyone.
Wait, who'd you hear that from?
Yeah. Oh, no, he was ready to throw hands.
He
kabisa.
was mad. He even transformed.
Oh, yeah.
I want to know who started this rumor about her. FYI, dude. Momo ain't that kind of girl.
He was
He transformed.
mad.
Yeah, I
He
remember.
was like, don't you try saying some shit like that. And I was
and
like,
that guy
yeah,
was
preach,
speed
preach.
himself.
I love this, what's it called, this ship? Momo ex Okarun, and I don't like Ira for trying to get in between. Oh, well, she's just a girl. And I also don't know what's up with anime and the triangulation of women.
What do you mean triangulation?
There's
of
always
women?
like a male character in between and women like kind of fighting for his attention.
Yeah,
Same
but-
thing with the harem thing.
Yeah, but
But
that's
there's
just...
always like there's some animes that do 2 women, there's some animes that do a lot of women. But there was one I liked. What was it called?
Yeah, but that's just projection.
It was a romance anime. It was why don't I remember?
Yeah,
The only one.
It's not my cup of tea.
It's called Oreoskina no Omae Dake Kayo.
Eh?
Are you something along the lines of, are you really the only one who likes me, if I translate it directly? But yeah, it's a nice one. Also very short, 12 episodes. Give it a watch if you can.
Yeah, but no, that's just projection, really. Like,
The whole harem thing.
yeah, it's just this projection.
And because he didn't want to pick all the girls, he did something to, in this anime specifically, the MC did something to piss all of them off so that he doesn't have to pick. So he said, that's great. Now I have a girlfriend for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
月曜日はコスモス会長、火曜日はひまわり、水曜日はアスナロ、木曜日はパンジーが俺の彼女という形で行こうと思う。
Because they were trying to force him to pick. And all the girls got mad, so they left him alone.
ここに置いておいて。ああ、そうですね。引っこ行こう。
But they still, you know, there's also always that main girl, they're hinting on something serious. But yeah, I also need to rewatch it. Hey, rewatch Kitambo
I
sana.
kill him, say. Even me, I do that. Like, why are you
Girlfriend for
stressing
Monday,
me?
Tuesday, Wednesday. Hey, the girls were mad.
I kill him, say.
Akapigwa.
Akili kabisa. Akapigwa is bad one.
I think. I don't remember much.
No, why? How you having a jumping in a romance anime, baby?
You know, in romance, at least the girls are allowed to get away with violence against a man. For anime, that happens. Nami always beats Luffy up, and that's fine. And Luffy will never raise a hand against her. Yeah, there's some MCs who don't let that shit fly. I'm talking to you, Mash Banded.
男女平等に扱うから。
I love that. Everyone is fair game. As long as you are alive, you are susceptible for hands.
Everyone can get some hands.
Respect it so much.
If you watch Konosuba as well, I know you don't dabble in isekai, but that's another MC who believes in equal rights, equal fights. But he's such a weak MC though, but he's funny. We love a funny MC.
Hands rated E for everyone. Whether you're 1 month old or you're 90 years old, E
sounds
for
like
everyone.
Urameshi Yusuke.
I don't care if she's a girl or a baby or somebody's grandmother. I'll still knock her out.
I don't care if she's a man or a baby or a dog or somebody's grandma.
Hands for hands. I respect
still
it.
knock her out.
And he will. Like Yusuke will knock her out. I love it. So back to Dandadan.
Now everyone in school disappears and Momo encounters a dinosaur. I don't know if you remember that episode.
Yes, I do.
And what else happens? Aira and Okarun encounter Chikichita, the alien that's being held hostage by the other aliens.
Oh, yes.
The one who apparently cow's milk is the
it's the blood. No, now the son, I remember now, the son had basically our version of leukemia.
Oh.
And how they treated it was, like, it's like dialysis. So now the blood has to be washed consistently. And the thing that now washed their blood is cow's milk. Yeah, so now that was the treatment.
Ah, okay.
I really like that
Chikichita.
Chikichita, yes. Chikichita is another Hans character.
Well,
and
he's a CG shrimp. Oh, okay. He's a shrimp.
And I really love it because he's another Hans rated E for everyone, and he throws them. He does not hesitate.
Ooh, we also saw back in episode 7, was it? No, in this episode we see Aira using acrobatic Silky's powers. I absolutely love the character design. She looks amazing.
She looks fantastic, yeah.
The hair is now darker pink, like Chigiri, Hyoma from Blue Lock.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the character design. Even because the face changes, yeah.
And like even her outfit changes.
No, the outfit doesn't change. That's later on. It does not change.
It doesn't change.
It's just her face, hair, and because acrobatic Silky is more like a ballerina. She uses mostly her legs. Love it. Love the concept.
And also like her fighting style is very similar, very graceful, very like her abilities are one tap, but they're quite devastating. And I absolutely love that for her. Like it really brings out the love and adoration of like her mother had to her and passes out that ballerina. It's just I really, really love it.
So the aliens appear and they're back again and they still want Okarun's dong.
Perform the operation.
We will gently sever your banana.
No, it's just like
I
those
thought
aliens.
you left that shit in episode 4.
Like those aliens are always getting their ass beat. At some point, like they become like Dandadan is just insane.
So Momo joins. Okay, sorry.
But yeah,
apologies.
no, it's just if you ignore the obsession. With
for a
genitals,
lot of anime, we have to ignore that shit. I think it's now just a thing we just tune out.
You just tune out,
because for you to be anime fan, sometimes you have to go against your morality to watch the anime because you have to.
I think
some shit out.
I think that applies basically to all media.
Basic, maybe I don't know.
But like I think anime is it's a lot more consistent.
Yeah, you have to just throw your morality away kidogo umalize anime. So in episode 9, Momo joins the fight. She's able to nullify the aliens' powers. She's growing stronger and stronger, and I like the progression. But yeah, that's where my notes end. I started watching yesterday because I'm a Kenyan.
Umejaribu.
I'm a Kenyan. No, I was doing the math. I was like, okay, I thought Dandadan has 25 minutes per episode. Like for me, it was 23. So if you cut the intro and the outro, that's like 20 minutes. And if you watch 20 minutes, 0.15 speed, that's about, you're watching in like 12 minutes. So you can watch the whole thing in 2 hours. But if you just sit down vizuri and watch it pole pole, you can watch the whole thing in like 5 hours or 4.
Yeah, but both of us have ADHD. Say like one episode is a struggle. You're sure I'm gonna sit there for 5 hours.
That's really nini, but we're also supposed to be wrapping up.
Yes,
we're also supposed to be wrapping up. That's the time we have for today.
Yeah, that is just an introduction of Dandadan. As me and Kat were saying, you need to tune out quite a lot, but. In terms of story coherency and character development, it is definitely one of the better shonen out right now. There are new characters that come out, like Momo's high school crush, whose name I forget.
Yeah.
Hey, Momo.
Gigi? I forgot his name too.
And he's also one of my favorite characters.
Really? Yeah,
yes.
He's whatever.
Yeah, he's definitely one of my favorites.
Another obstacle in their relationship.
Yes,
I really don't like anyone who's trying to get in
Nobody,
between Momo
by the way,
and...
like everybody is like, why are you getting between Momo and Okaru?
Yeah,
What the
we're
fuck
here
is
for
wrong
this
with
shit.
you? Yes, but his powers are also interesting, especially
he does have
in the
powers.
yes, he has
Nice.
powers.
You're spoiling
especially in the way he's like a main-ish character, so, and especially in the way they manifest, absolutely fantastic. There's different antagonists throughout the series, and like the way they tie all of them together as a theme is also really amazing. So pick up Dandadan,
and that's
anime or manga.
And that's all the time we have for today. And sure to follow us on Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Our handle is the same across across all platforms. Thank you so much for watching.
We will see you guys in the next one.
Bye. Bye-bye.